Hello, this is Jay again, the ride therapist, and I'm a documentary filmmaker, once again, who does ride share to help pay the bills, and my brother calls me the ride therapist, and so this is post number 2, and it's actually, the topic was suggested by a couple that I just drove for a third time, and they wanted to talk about my TED Talk, calibrationism again, and we're asking questions. And so we're talking about why the middle class the middle 60% of wage earners going from earning 60% of the total earned income down to 40% of the total earned income affected their ability to buy a home, because a home is a fixed asset and it goes to the highest bidder. And if the amount of money that you make relative to the people that make, the top 20% of wage earners gets less relative, again, your ability to purchase it goes down drastically, because it goes, real estate goes to the highest bidder. So someone's making, the top 20% went from earning 30% of total earned income to now they earn 50% of total earned income. So they earn 2.5 times the average, and the middle class went from earning 60% of total income down to 40% of the total income. So now they earn 2/3 of the average. So 2/3 as opposed to 2.5. It's considerably different. So when you go to the bank and they ask 2 questions, what is your income and what is your debt? And you say your income is at 2/3 of the average, then the people who are earning 2.5 times the average, obviously they get a loan that will allow them to make a much higher offer on the home, and so they get the homes. So that's basically how that works. But what the husband said that I should do my next, whatever this is, YouTube post, or my video, whatever, cast, should be about the residential home builder that I met. He works for one of the largest residential home builders. He runs, actually, one of the largest residential home builders in the country. And I asked him about that, about why if he's a home builder, why isn't he building more homes for the middle class if there's supposedly, this great need for it? And he said exactly what I was referencing to earlier. He said that the middle class makes so little money now compared to what it was back in the 70s, that they can barely break even on the amount of money that they're able to borrow when building the house for the middle class. But the top 20% are making so much money that they make huge profits, making basically 1/3 as many, they make huge profits, making basically 1/3 of as many homes as they easily could. He said, I could easily ramp up my residential home building 3 times what I'm doing now than 5 or 10 years without a problem. But again, selling to the middle class is at best a break-even proposition, and selling to the top 20% of wage earners is hugely profitable. So when you see how everything is connected, but it's ultimately all rooted in income and how much you make relative to everybody else, right? So if you're making $100,000 a year and you live in rural Kansas, you're loaded. You make the same $100,000 a year in the same country, but you live in Manhattan, you live with 17 other people in a 2-bedroom apartment, and you sleep right above the stove. So that's how it all is connected, and that's why the idea of calibrationism is that government's job is not to build homes, it's not to run things, it's to calibrate fairness, economic fairness. Pure communism doesn't work, because pure communism is just everybody makes the same amount, and pure capitalism doesn't work because it's the extremes make things non-functional. And my example that I give is when you think about building a ladder, right? The economy is supposed to be an economic ladder that people climb. That's what capitalism is supposed to do. And then people get motivated, and each generation they climb the ladder, and that churns the engine of prosperity and everything. But if the rungs of the ladder are so far apart, like there's 8 feet between one rung and another rung, in other words, what happened to middle class in the top 20%, the difference in the income is so long, it's no longer a ladder, because you can't climb it, because the rungs are too far for you to reach up to the next rung if there's 8 feet in between. But the same is true in pure communism. If there's only one rung, it's not an economic ladder. Right? If everyone makes the same amount of money, there's no rungs. And so the government's job, and I'm sure there's some ancient text about making a ladder, the government's job is to say, okay, what is the optimal distance between the rungs? And then implement that. Bottom 20 earn 10%. In other words, the bottom 20% of wage earners earn half the average. The middle 60 earns 60%. So on average, the middle class makes average per capita income. And then the top 20% make 30%. Now we have a ladder, half the average, and then half above the average. Now we've got an economic ladder that people can climb, and they're motivated to climb, but it's not, and it's actually functional. So, okay, that's post number 2. And so leave your comments, please share with friends. I can't remember what else people say at the end of these things, but listen to Calibrationism. The link is in the notes to listen to it's 14 minutes of audio that you can listen to when you're taking a walk or just hanging out or on a plane or something, and share it with friends. Please share it with friends. This is a problem that we can fix in such a way that everybody benefits. This isn't a class warfare. There's these evil conspiracies trying to take over the world. Create a functioning system, plug in the humans, and then let people compete, but in a fair way, and everybody prospers, and we all get along and stop fighting with each other. And as John Lennon said, in the end, all we need is love. All right, have a great day, and please reach out. Have any questions for ideas for future podcasts? I'd love to hear them. Take care. Bye.